Okay, self-confidence. Where can I get some of that? I looked at Kmart the other day. I went up to the sales clerk and I said, do you know where the confidence is? He said, aisle 17. I went, I didn't see it there. Da-dung. Okay. So on the first page, we're just going to go back and review something. It's important, part of our program. I love his sentences that he brings. Amorash, may he be, his work be strengthened in the world. Stop being neurotically impressed by the other guy. Start believing in yourself by working on your belief in God. Once you are thoroughly convinced that your fate, as well as the fate of others, is decided solely by God and not by others, you will heal yourself from the ego crippling effects of social comparing. Indeed, the answer to man's enigmatic lifetime search for himself lies in his search for God. Okay. Our goal is to see ourselves clearly and get back into reality. Now, whatever reality is, that's what's going to be grounding and good, because reality is real, and real things are grounding, and fantasies are false, and false things are ungrounding. So, if I have a weird inner critic in my brain that says, Daniel, man, you're a bad video maker. Okay, well, that might be true. It might be false. It might be half true. It might be an opinion. Okay, but whatever the reality is, it's going to be really good and grounding. And that's why I think in today's world, we have the authenticity movement, which is good intention. There are some issues we could speak at another time. It really is a good thing. It's helping people be themselves and connect with their deeper selves and be real. Be real. Today, you do you. Be real. Yeah. So he's also in some ways teaching us that here. Our fate, our lot in life, is decided solely by God, not by others. We talked yesterday about causation. Rabbi R. Shlita teaches us that there are 3 perceived causes of any event: myself, other, and the environment or nature. So here we're saying that we think that the other guy did it. You know, I don't have any clients because that guy's taking all the business. Oh, I don't have any business because the other gas station opened up across the street. I don't have any business, or I don't have a wife because all the good girls are taken. I don't have a husband because I'm not pretty enough. So all these beliefs, they circle around in our minds and make us mashugana. So our job is to get back into reality, because otherwise we won't be able to, quote, heal yourself from the ego crippling effects of social comparing. I'm looking around thinking those people are causing me a negative impact. If only that guy would come and give me business, I would be wealthy. If only she would date me for the second time, I'd have a good partner in the making. If only. So we call that in our therapy practice a case of the if-onlys. It's very contagious, and the Center for Disease Control is put out a special alert, I heard yesterday, on the news about the case of the if-onlys that's sweeping across the American continent. So therefore, be careful. You may find your mind has been infected by a case of the if-onlys. And if that's so, please call on the double, 1-800-IF-ONLY #. Okay, so the point is that we are crippling ourselves. Our ego, our own sense of self and self-image is, we need it. It's like a car we have to drive through the world. It's part of our body and mind, and if our ego is crippled, I don't have a strong self, there's many, many things that are difficult in life. And that's what we need to work to overcome with God's help. Ah, man, I'm working on it. You're working on it. We're working all together. All right, now, why are we so crippled? Because we lack this type of spiritual growth and awareness that this holy rabbi is teaching us about, which is that it's not the other guy who we are jealous of or impressed by or resentful of, other lady, other guy, that is causing us a problem. So think for a minute, anybody in your life that right now you're thinking, oh man, what they did, and that's what you're gonna have. That's what you're gonna have if you listen to that stuff. Your kids are talking to you, and you're trying to focus at work, because we believe that voice, and that is a big problem. We have to learn to stop believing it, because it's not the truth. And again, we said that today's idea is the truth is grounding. Reality is grounding. So we have to ask, is it really true? And he's teaching us what truth is. No, whatever pipeline something comes through, it is coming from the Creator. It's coming from the Creator. Now, I wish that I could internalize this completely. All my negative, don't tell anyone, definitely do not put it on YouTube, that I have a bunch of negative character traits. I don't want anybody to know, but I'll tell you because you're the listener, and I don't want you to think I'm Mr. Perfect. If you haven't noticed already, which I'm sure you have, I am very imperfect. But if I could internalize better, got a little bit of progress going, that God is sending those things, the universe, reality, is sending them things through those channels into me, into my life, and that's it. There's nobody to be mad at. There's nobody to be mad at. And even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in that, then we'll call it reality. Katie Byron, in her book, Loving What Is, which I would say is a very good book for this purpose, is learning to love what is, that reality's king because it rules, she says, right? And, you know, reality's stronger than me. So even if I don't believe it came from some deeper divine source, you know what? It is what it is. And me being out of reality is only going to ego cripple. Okay. So let's get out of the fantasy. Let's realize that we don't see things clearly. Let's learn to see the distortions. And let's realize that we need to come to see our true self. So tomorrow, we will talk about how to find the true self and how to get behind the layers of confusion. We'll work on that in the coming episodes, if you will. And we'll learn to believe in what's in there. That's going to be tomorrow's topic. We'll introduce it now, that we're going to learn to believe that, just like we said this a little earlier, but it's important to deepen this idea, that just like we have to believe when we work on believing in something deeper, that even though we don't see it, it's there. We have to believe in our own goodness, even though we don't see it, it's there. Even though I don't see necessarily the wonderfulness that's in me, I need to use my powers of faith to believe it. So that'll be next time. And to summarize today, we have the idea that our ego is crippled by believing that other people are doing me damage, stealing them, if only. We have a case of the if onlys. How do we get rid of a case of the if onlys? We realize it's all fantasy, because even if that was true, which it probably is not true, that's not what's happening. What it is what it is. So I need to stop being upset about that and find a way to say it's just what it is. Whatever's happening is decided from above or from reality, and that's what it is. Okay, so let's take a minute. Final practice. You can do this at home too. Think about one person. I've got one person in mind that has been bothering you in your mind for a while. Connect to the fact that you feel like it's them doing it. You're mad at them. You're resentful to them. You blame them. You wish that they wouldn't from them. Consider closing your eyes, seeing that, feeling that. Okay. Now bring to mind the idea. Maybe you want to do it visually. Imagine, turn them in your mind as a visual image and the situation into a puppet. Imagine there are imaginary strings, thousands of divine light strings coming out of that person, flowing into them, puppeteering their mouth to you. Realize it's part of a greater history, a greater story in the making of your life. Try to connect with that concept. This has been sent to you, and no one can do anything to us. Nobody. Yeah, okay. You could try something like that at home. Let me know if it's helpful or we go in a different direction.